we go again.
Let me ask you this though. Let me
Mhm.
ask you this. Okay. Do you think there's something to the chatter about who's the best player on Boston? Meaning, Jayson Tatum hasn't been shooting it particularly well all playoffs long, right? And so throughout the playoffs, Jaylen Brown has been looking like he's been playing the best. And I don't know if that's a reflection that he's the best player, but he's certainly been playing the best. So do you think at all like that? Do you think he's here? I know that you try to mute that kind of noise. You think Jason Tatum's hearing that though?
Oh yeah, absolutely he's hearing it because, just like when he responded to the whole Stephen A versus Isaiah Thomas thing, right? He hears it, but it's not his team, it's Tatum's team. When they put up Boston versus somebody, it's Tatum's face because for a reason. He's having a very bad finals and he's having, whatever. But I love what he said. Like, look, I'm still gonna put up my shots, but at the same time, my ego, we winning. So like at the end of the day, my contributions to get us here, and then now the team is taking it on. Like that's what we're supposed to do. If one of us is struggling, the other one's got to take over. It's kind of how we look at Kyrie and Luca, right? If Kyrie is struggling, Luca better pick it up. Or if Luca's struggling, then Kyrie need to pick it up. So it's one of them things. That's why you have the stars on your team. So to me, no, he's not better than Tatum, but at the same time, he is playing better than Tatum right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like him better than Tatum. I
I know
always
you
have.
do. Yeah.
But I think the thing that the thing I think that's the most interesting to me about that too, right, is that I'm gonna say respectfully, I I for some reason I thought that that mattered to Jason Tatum. Like I do respect the fact that he said no. I'm gonna continue to play my game. I'm gonna keep trying. But I thought that things like the Finals MVP in their first ring, I thought that mattered to him. And
No, no,
maybe
no,
I don't
no.
feel.
It does matter to him, but I understand his point of at the end of the day, he's not playing well. It's not like he's not trying to play
Yeah,
well. It's just not happening. So at the same time, which one is more important? Winning the championship or winning the finals MVP? Which one is more important? I think is winning the championship. Because I don't think if they were to lose the finals, the first thing he gonna be like, dang man, I won finals
yeah,
MVP. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So for me, yes, I'm sure it's eating him alive that I'm on the biggest stage of the biggest stages and I'm not able to perform like I've been doing all year long, how I've been my whole career. The lights are on and my light is dim right now. I don't think that's necessarily like it's not in his head. Of course he would want to win finals MVP. What kid that started out playing basketball from the AAU all the way up to the NBA wants the opportunity of being in the finals, winning the championship, and winning the finals MVP. I think it's all important, but I think the most important is at least just winning the finals.
See, I think that one of the things that would be different, right, is that he's had since his playoff career. See, I get into it with a particular Boston fan in general about this because there's this Jason Tatum doesn't perform in the clutch for the playoffs, right? Where he has more bad games than good games, right? And I used to think that that would matter to him. That okay, yeah, we won it, but how I'm playing matters in the contribution to the win. Like I thought that that would matter to him, and I could be wrong. Like but again, I don't think that that mattered so much to KD or to Steph the first time because I think that it looked like there was a point where it was pretty close and you could have gave it to one or the other. And KD at some point was almost like trying to give it to Steph, though, right? So I didn't think that, but I just for some reason didn't see them two like that though. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but I will say I definitely believe that the ring that Steph won after KD was more sweeter than the ones he won with KD.
Sure,
Like,
absolutely,
like
yeah,
I think he loved that part in time of playing with somebody of that caliber, but it definitely had to mean something to him. Because even when before KD was there when they won, Steph wasn't Finals MVP.
yeah.
So
Iguodala was, yeah,
right. So the fact that he was clearly the best player, they did it without KD after a quick little rebuild of Golden State. Um, yeah, I know that one meant more to him than anything.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
when
I
you
can
think about
say,
it too, I don't know that Golden State is winning another champ in Steph's lifetime. Why you shaking your
I
head?
don't know. I'm not gonna count them out yet.
Okay, unless you saying KD and LeBron about to join Golden State, they ain't winning another championship in Steph's lifetime, bro.
Okay, so the reason why I say
When
that,
I say lifetime, with him playing as a member of Golden State.
okay, so I thought that when LeBron went to the Lakers, I thought that he was going there for retirement, and that was just it. And they popped up and won a ring. I think that this is the. I think that here's where I'm at with. I think that if Steph and them are going to win the ring, they would have to do so within the next 2 years, and that's when it's completely shut. And I say the 2 years because I think that given Klay Thompson's injury, I think that he's going to re-sign with them. But I think that his injury is a 2-year recovery, right? So I think that Klay's going to come back and average about 20 points a game. I think that the problem with the Warriors is that the Warriors, that their championship team, right? It was just different. Wiggins just have not been the same, right? I
Kaminga
think
fell off.
that well, you said Kaminga?
Yeah, toward the end of the season. He was good.
I thought that I think that Kaminga can take a more active role and be better. But
He
I
can.
think that yeah, I think that where what threw me off for them as well is that who else? So they had Wiggins, who I think was just a complete wash, right? They got the new guy who made first team all rookie Pods, who I think is all right though, man. But I think that to me, once you get rid of Wiggins, and to me, all you need is another not even superstar kind of player, but somebody who I think is an equivalent to Andrew Wiggins when he's good. And I think that they're right back in there. To me, I think that they're like this. If you put Paul George on the Warriors, I think that you'd be hard for me to believe or seeing another team beating them, just completely beating them.
I that's immediately who I thought about, but I just don't see him leaving the Clippers. And even if he does, he's going to Philly. So uh that's the thing. I 100% thought the same thing. If PG went to Golden State and they was able to retool and get some other functional role players, then yeah, they're right back in the mix because I don't think they bring in Chris Paul back. Uh, so
But
yeah, there's
listen, what?
options.
So this is my thing. Even if Paul George, so this is my thing. If you're Paul George, what would you rather do, right? Would you rather play for Philly, or would you rather? Because I think that to me, there's not an easier route, right? So if that's the case, so you already in Cali, it's hard to leave that Cali sunshine, though, man. And so I think that to me, if I'm PG, I think that your chance, if it's all about the rings, I think that it's just as likely for you to win in Golden State as it is for you to win against the 76ers.
Not necessarily. This is why I say that. For one, he can get more money in Philly. So that is a real big issue for players still too, because these players know that they ain't got much time left. So you trying to make as much money as you possibly can, right? The thing is that he can look at what they did with Russ to know that if they ain't gonna want to pay him the money, they're not gonna be trying to pay the money. The problem is he kind of has leverage a little bit, even though he ain't gonna get what Kawhi's making, because they still are trying to fill up that arena with that new arena. The thing is that you have if Embiid can be helped healthy, and that's always a question. Well, shoot, him being healthy is a question. So if they can be healthy, it's an easier path in the East than it would be in the West.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because you think about this, though, right? Boston right now, clearly the best team. The Knicks are still better, and they didn't have Julius Randle, who was hurt for the rest of that season, though, and Jalen Brunson is there, right? I think that then you still get a whole healthy Giannis and Dame playing. I think that you get Jimmy back with the set with the Heat and them rebuild and retooling their team. That's there. I think that then you still have to look at somebody like Orlando, who they were a sleeper, but they're going to get a little bit better as well. They're going to be more seasoned there as well. I think that the only difference to me with the West, right? Is don't get me wrong, the West is going to be harder, but I think that the West, where you win out on the West, is that the West to me has stiffer competition that eliminates each other, right? So it's like, yeah, the Grizzlies are going to be back when John Morant's back, right? The Timberwolves are going, they're there. The Suns, if they, even if you keep that same core, it's still something that you got to deal with. And so I think that, when you look outside that the Lakers, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it would go 7 games, and it's a coin flip on who I think would win between them and the Warriors, though, man. So yeah, there are some great teams out there, and the Nuggets are still going to be the Nuggets. So I think that I don't see anybody who would just wash the Warriors at full health and that one person away, PT on that team. I just don't.
I don't know. That's very dependent on
And
Clay.
it gotta be a two-way player. And let's say if you tell me that Clay's gonna come back and give you 20 a game, because I think that Clay wasn't as bad as people think, bro. He just wasn't what he was. Clay averaged about 16 or 17 points a game, and he previously averaged 20. He just didn't look the same. But I think that his injury is a 2-year injury, though, recovery wise. And I fully expect for Clay to come back. And I think Clay is going to come back and average 22, bro.
Well,
22 is what I expect.
see.